What happened at Fanatics Fest might look like nothing more than a playful moment to most people, with Trae Young tearing up a jersey to entertain the crowd. But if you've been paying attention over the years, you'll know this story didn't begin there. That's exactly why I want to walk you through the timeline, because a lot of viewers will say he was simply putting on a show, yet the receipts tell a much bigger story. Trust me, once you connect all the dots, you'll see this wasn't as random as it seemed. To understand the tension, you have to go back to Trae Young's unforgettable playoff run against the Knicks. He lit them up with 29 points and around 8 or 9 assists as Atlanta knocked New York out in just 5 games. This was before Jalen Brunson ever joined the franchise, back when the Knicks were led by veterans like Derrick Rose alongside Julius Randle. That series completely changed the relationship between Trae and the New York fan base. After silence in Madison Square Garden, Trae even took a bow on the court, and Knicks fans absolutely lost it. The hostility reached another level, with videos showing a fan even spitting toward him from the crowd, proving the rivalry had become deeply personal. From that point forward, there was clearly no love lost between Trae Young and the Knicks faithful, and that bad blood never really disappeared. Then everything shifted when New York signed Jalen Brunson, and the team's fortunes changed almost overnight. Brunson elevated the Knicks immediately, earned NBA All-Star recognition, and suddenly the spotlight that once belonged to Trae started shining somewhere else. You won't believe how much that mattered, because Trae has openly spoken about feeling overlooked after Brunson was chosen for Team USA's FIBA roster ahead of him, especially considering they both play the same undersized guard position.
Crazy about that New York series, man. If that was any other player, if Luka did that to New York Knicks, they would be a god.
I know.
And it is the craziest shit that it is crazy how you went into the Garden and really fucked them up. The Garden itself. And the fact that it's like, it's Trae. And like, wait. If this was any other player on the planet went into the Garden and owned the Garden, it seemed like all of, because you know most of the media is New York. Right? It seems like they personally took offense to what you did in the Garden. Like good basketball just didn't it's like they just said it like, I don't like this. He just made us look bad.
To play with guys and show off my passing even more and not have to go out and score a lot and just be there if they need me to. So, I mean, I'd be happy to, obviously. I'd love to play, but I respect the OGs and understand you got to take your turn, but I believe I should be on there.
Hey, Gil, you can't call Coach K, so you can't put...
You see that list, man, they got, man, old sorry-ass group. Like, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm happy for the people who make it, right? It's cool. Like, you know, it's cool for some of the guys who got there that I don't know, right? Some of them probably don't even start on their team. I don't know. I don't want to look at it. Because it's embarrassing sometimes where, like, you have star players who's really stars that do want to participate, and you just automatically just say, yeah, he's not going to fit our style. How the fuck you know if he's going to fit the style or not? You didn't get a man a chance. Or you don't even give a... Like, there's a reason there's a tryout. Invite us all and let us show you that we can adapt. We didn't get to this level because we didn't adapt. We adapted very well. So don't judge me how I'm playing on my team. Like, my team, this is how I'm playing. Let me show you what I can do around other players. Just give me the shot, but it should be so crooked. It's that sorry-ass other brand. You know that other brand.
The other man is...
It's that other brand, man. They be doing too much.
The conversation really picked up in 2023 when legendary North Carolina Central University head coach LeVelle Moulton weighed in on the debate. He explained that international basketball is a completely different style of play, saying smaller guards usually struggle, while bigger, more physical guards who can defend multiple positions tend to thrive. Moulton also pointed to Jalen Brunson's international experience, even recalling his role with the 2015 Team USA squad and saying Brunson was a major reason they captured the gold medal. His message was simple: FIBA basketball rewards toughness and physicality in ways the NBA often doesn't. As you can probably guess, those comments didn't sit well with Trae Young. He immediately pushed back by highlighting Moulton's statement about smaller guards not succeeding overseas before questioning the praise being given to Brunson. Moten later doubled down, explaining that Brunson's physical style, willingness to post up defenders, and ability to embrace contact made him naturally suited for the international game. Whether fans agreed or not, that explanation only fueled even more debate, and the story was just getting started. The tension carried into the following postseason when the Knicks faced the Philadelphia 76ers, and this time Trae Young's father entered the conversation. He pointed out that people once accused Trae of cheating the game for using certain foul drawing tactics, while now many of those same moves seemed acceptable when Brunson used them. He even gave Chris Paul credit for mastering the technique first, before saying crafty guards have always needed those kinds of moves to survive in today's NBA. On the surface, it sounded like praise, but if you read between the lines, it was clearly a shot at what many saw as a double standard. His point wasn't really about criticizing Brunson. It was about questioning why the narrative had suddenly changed. When Trae used similar tactics, critics called it unfair, but when Brunson did it, many people simply called it smart basketball. Of course, there is a key difference, with many arguing Brunson stops abruptly to create legal contact, while Trae was often accused of jumping backward into defenders. That's the fine line fans and analysts have debated for years, and it's exactly why the comparisons between the two guards never seem to go away. Then came the following season, when Trae Young added another memorable chapter to his rivalry with the Knicks during the NBA Cup quarterfinals at Madison Square Garden. With Jalen Brunson now leading New York, Trae once again embraced the villain role by celebrating at half court with his now famous dice roll gesture right on top of the Knicks logo. The moment instantly went viral, and you already know what happened next. After the game, both Trae Young and Jalen Brunson were asked to address the celebration, and their responses only added more fuel to an already heated rivalry.
And I picked it up, and then I wrote it again. So I picked up the money after that, and then we left. So that's what I rolled. I played that one with my little brother a few days ago. We had talked about that, and I knew what I was going to do. We're going to Vegas, so that's what I had to do.
At the end of the game, Trae Young dribbled the clock out, rolled some dice on the Knick logo at center court. Any of that stuff bother you?
We should win the game if we don't win it.
Honestly, y'all gonna be pissed off, but I know what this celebration actually means.
What does it mean?
I'll allow Trae to expand on that. So when I saw it, I bust out laughing because I knew what the backstory was. It's not just him rolling dice on the logo. It has a backstory. He just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and he did it on the logo. But
You gotta tell us what
give us
you gotta
something.
listen. It's not my place. It's honestly
This is
not
your
my place. It's not. But this is funny, man, and just to see these guys. I know, Pooper. I shouldn't even brought it.
Now this brings us to the part of the story that had everyone talking. The moment many fans are calling Trae Young's final laugh. Even though Jalen Brunson managed to come out on top in most of their matchups, Trae still found a way to steal the spotlight when nobody expected it. That's what makes this rivalry so entertaining, because the scoreboard doesn't always tell the entire story. During Brunson's time with the Knicks, New York posted a strong 7-11 record against the Atlanta Hawks, meaning the Knicks won the season series far more often than they lost. On paper, that gives Brunson the edge, and there's really no arguing with the numbers. But rivalries aren't built on statistics alone. They're built on moments that fans never forget. Over the past few years, Trae Young's name constantly surfaced in trade rumors, and eventually his time in Atlanta came to an end as he landed with the Washington Wizards. Even after leaving the Hawks, though, he made it clear that his history with New York wasn't something he planned to leave behind. You won't believe this, but he was recently seen driving around the city while watching highlights of himself torching the Knicks, almost like he was reminding everyone who he is. Then came Fanatics Fest, and that's where everything came full circle. In front of a packed crowd, Trae delivered another viral moment that instantly reignited conversations about his long-running feud with New York and its fans. And after everything we've just gone through, what happened next suddenly made a whole lot more sense. I'll definitely give Trae Young his credit because for a long time, he absolutely lived rent-free in the minds of Knicks fans. They were chatting F Trae Young even on nights when he wasn't anywhere near Madison Square Garden, which tells you just how much of a villain he had become in New York. Very few players have managed to get under that fan base's skin the way Trae did, and whether you loved him or hated him, you had to respect the impact he made. That said, I think Tyrese Halliburton has taken that role to another level over the past couple of seasons. After leading the Indiana Pacers past the Knicks before New York eventually captured the championship, Halliburton's decision to hit the iconic Reggie Miller choke celebration toward Spike Lee felt even more meaningful because of the history behind that rivalry. The Pacers and Knicks have been enemies for decades, long before any of today's stars entered the league, so that moment carried serious weight. If you're asking who New York's biggest basketball villain is today, I'd say Halliburton has earned that title. Victor Wembanyama has also started getting some of that attention after the recent NBA Finals, and now people are even talking about the Spurs and Knicks as a growing rivalry again. Those franchises already shared memorable finals history back in 1999, and last season only added another chapter to the conversation. But when it comes to elite lead guards who thrive under pressure and embrace the spotlight, Halliburton is still the player wearing that crown right now. Then you look at everything Jalen Brunson has accomplished, and it's impossible not to be impressed. Despite all the doubts surrounding whether a smaller guard could truly be the centerpiece of a championship team, Brunson silenced critics by leading New York to the ultimate prize while collecting Finals MVP and Conference Finals MVP honors along the way. Plenty of analysts questioned if he could be a true number one option, but he answered every single one of those questions on the court. At this point, his resume puts him in conversations with legendary small guards like Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas, especially considering he delivered on the biggest stage in New York. That's why, in my opinion, Brunson has become the standard Trae Young should be chasing instead of continuing to revisit old battles with the Knicks. That chapter is over now because Trae is with the Washington Wizards, and this is where his focus needs to be. The rivalry doesn't carry the same meaning anymore, and his energy is better spent building something new rather than holding on to what happened in Atlanta. When you look at Washington's roster, there's actually plenty to be excited about. The Wizards have assembled a talented young core featuring A.J. Debonsa, the #1 overall pick, alongside Trey Johnson, Alex Sarr, Bilal Coulibaly, and veteran leadership from Chris Middleton. If this group stays healthy, they have enough talent to surprise a lot of people in the Eastern Conference. The opportunity is there. Now it's about turning that potential into real results. The biggest question isn't whether Trae can score, because we've already seen him do that at an elite level. The real challenge is whether he can unlock the full potential of everyone around him, control the pace, and elevate this young roster with his playmaking. He doesn't need to copy Brunson's style, because this Wizards team has a completely different identity and far more explosive offensive weapons to work with. At the end of the day, I think it's time for Trae Young to close the Atlanta chapter and fully embrace this fresh start in Washington. Whether fans will ever view him the same way again remains to be seen, but that's what makes this next season so fascinating to watch. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Trae should leave the Knicks rivalry behind, or will this feud always be part of his story? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.